Hello to all my beautiful neighbors. Welcome on Brit's Block. I am Brit. As you come in, please like the video. It helps me to get in the algorithm and seen by more people. So hey y'all, look. That little button out there that say like. Go on, hit that button, please. Get the likes up. I love y'all. Let's get these likes up. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, that little button on the other side that say subscribe. Go on to your neighbors, family, and friends to come on over to Brit's Block and find out what's going on. And make sure you turn on your notification bell so that whenever I upload a new video, guess what? You're going to be informed. You're going to be informed. And if you want to be a blessing to my channel, you can at Cash App $ on Brit's Block. Again, Cash App $ on Brit's Blocks, or through super stickers, super thanks, super chats, and also being a member. So if you like to join my channel, come on over here and join. It's only $1.99. So y'all, these are our announcements. Please govern yourself accordingly. Hey, my little rays of sunshine, happy Monday, or should I say happy Memorial Day to everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful day. And if you cooked out with your family today or this weekend, that you had fun and fellowship and laughed and just enjoyed life. Because tomorrow is Tuesday and it's back to another work day. So I ain't gonna try to be out here alone with y'all. But I want to talk about shout out to the bros who has done the interview with Wanda. Because I don't know why anybody would call Wanda and want to do an interview with her. But since they decided to, I want to talk about it. Because, baby, let me tell you. If somebody don't get Wanda, even at this big age, a speech pathologist, a speech therapist, a speech box, speech on command, or something to help her. Because it's so hard to listen to Wanda talk and then she tear up words and you got to try to figure out what she's saying. But anyway, we gonna listen to this video. It's a still video just by voiceover, so we're gonna listen to that, and I will come in, here and there. I got some things I want to say, and at the end I come back with my full commentary. Y'all, let's get into this.
So, Miss Wanda, you're one of the most talked about cast members on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and the bros were so happy to have you. But before we dive into Love and Marriage Huntsville, we have to talk about your business, your food truck. What
It's
inspired you to start this venture, start your food truck?
when my mom passed away 7 years ago. She always cook. So I wanted to keep the memories going on. So I always like she's the best chicken cooker you ever wanted. I can't get the chicken like her. I can't get the cornbread like her. But I got those potatoes. So I'm doing chicken, potatoes. I have a whole bunch of stuff that I'm just throwing out, even like I'm gonna just throw some out there. Living rice. A lot of people don't like living rice, but
I've
that's
never
just
had lemon rice.
you never had living
No,
rice?
I haven't. That
Ooh,
sounds
ooh,
good.
baby, Mitch. Ooh. It is the bomb. You need to come to Alabama and try it.
I
Yeah.
Yes.
will.
But
Sounds good.
my potatoes is blooming out here in Alabama.
Her potatoes are doing what in Alabama? What is blooming? Okay, I'm lost. Let's keep going.
I have all type. I got one that called Take Me Back to Bessemer. Oh my God. And the reason why I not even take me back to Bessemer because I'm thinking about all the stuff my mom used to cook in Bessemer, Alabama, right? So I
hmm
said, take me back to Bessemer. So y'all know Bessemer is spelled Bessmer, but I spelled it Bessma. So I said, take me back to Bessemer, like
mm
mom at the end,
Oh,
okay?
yes.
Got you.
So yes, so that's why I got to take me back to Bethmont. But it is doing great. I'm at just about all the events, and I have not been posting yet because I don't have somebody hashed my internet somehow. I don't know what happened, but yeah,
So
someone
where
trying
can
to steal
people get
my name.
updates? Where can people get updates on your food truck? Like where are you gonna be throughout the week?
Oh, that's what I was saying that they hatched my all my paperwork and stuff that I was doing my live on. That's why y'all have not seen me being live here lately because I've been hatched a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
So
Okay, I'm back, y'all. Let's talk about this Bessemer potato. She said it's everything that her mama used to cook back in Bessemer. That's all well and good. But you can't put everything your mama cooked in one potato. I think in that Bethlehem potato is chicken, steak, bacon, sausage, sour cream, barbecue sauce. I want to say peppers and onions and cheese. You can't put all that in a potato at one time, cause you gonna have to eat that potato on a potty. Cause soon as you finish eating or while you eating, you gonna need to go into the restroom. So it's like save something for another potato wonder. But then for you to sit here and say that your internet has been hatched, how about say that your account has been hacked, not hatched, number one, and then number two, she's saying that's where her paperwork is, and she can't. You see, ain't been on YouTube. YouTube ain't got to do nothing with your internet being hacked, cause your internet is put through a provider. Come on, Wanda. Y'all need to work with her. Y'all need to work with her.
Your
Yeah,
Instagram
my
got hacked.
page have.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So when you
So,
get that back,
but
you'll
I got
post.
everything up and running now.
Mm,
I got everything up and running now. I got everything taken care of yesterday. So y'all gonna be hearing a lot of me. But yeah, I be through the Fairfield area. That's here in Alabama.
mm-hmm.
And I also be in Bessemer a whole lot. At all the events that they have here in Bessemer in Birmingham area. So yeah, I will be throughout. But if I go to Huntsville, it's a special order.
Okay.
I got to fight with Marceau.
Mm,
He would put my truck on his lot.
yeah, at Black.
Exactly.
Right.
Because he
Right.
think his cooks back there can outdo me, but he know if I come down there, I'm gonna outdo his cook, so he gonna want me. Yeah.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Um,
Wanda have to fight with Marceau about her food truck because she not covered on his insurance for stomach pumping and stomach and food poisoning. So Marceau is doing right. No, you cannot sell all that stomach aching stuff at my business. I don't blame him.
Wanda, you and I, for those that don't know, you and I worked together
Sure.
at the beginning when Love and Marriage really first started. And I'm just gonna be real with it. People either loved you or hated you, right? Let's not say hate. Didn't like you, didn't like you. That's just the way life goes, right? And the way
Right.
this reality TV thing goes. But you were, for me and a lot of us, a favorite on that show. And then it feels like you just kind of slowly fizzled out. So explain to us what happened, because there were rumors that Mel and the Millimeters didn't want you on the show anymore, and they put pressure on production. And then, so I want to hear from you. What do you think happened to where we haven't seen you the last few seasons?
Well, right after the Madani thing, the fight at Madani,
Hmm.
they put all the pressure on me. And my thing was I was invited there from day one from Destiny. And then the show knew I was gonna be there. So they said no. They called me like a day before the event and told me, well, we need you to film. So my thing was Destiny was like, well, we don't have anyone there that sell food. So after her event, and I knew the cast was gonna be there. So she was like, I just want you to come down and I want you to sell whatever. I said, do you want me to do soul food? Do you want me to do finger foods or whatever? So she was like, whatever you wants to do. So I like, okay. So I decided to do a little soul food and finger food at the same time.
Hmm.
So at that time when I got there, a day before I got there, they was telling me they want me to film.
Hmm.
And that was not on the mental, for me to do.
Right, on the
So
call
I said,
sheet.
okay, fine. That's fine. And right after I was there, me, my cousin, my brother, my sister-in-law, all of us was setting up because that's what I want to do anyway. So we was out there setting up. And so, like a lot of people, like Marceau didn't even stop to help her. Y'all see when Marceau walked past. I was like, well, he was not even. He was coming up to film, and
Hmm.
I was trying. I had enough people to set up, so it wasn't like he was just walking past me. Not,
Hmm.
whatever, whatever. So after that happened, I'm out there just getting everything ready. And I don't know that y'all know that the Scots was there, not the Scots from Love and Marriage Huntsville, but the Scots from Tatessa. Y'all know Tatessa Scott?
Contessa
Um,
from Married to
I'm like
Medicine?
Okay.
Tatessa. Contessa Scott on Love and Hip Hop.
Um, only Contessa I know is
Oh,
married to
oh,
medicine.
Contessa.
Contessa.
Yes, her.
Yeah, Dr.
Her.
Okay.
She was
Contessa.
there.
Oh, I didn't know she was there.
Okay, I'm back, y'all. Wanda finna bust out with a fresh lie. You can already tell how she finna set this story up. And then she said to Tessa, who is Tessa? They was even confused. So then she trying to say it's Dr. Contessa, and she's not on Love and Hip Hop. She's on Married to Medicine. And my thing is, if Dr. Contessa was at that event, believe me, they would have showed her on camera. If they did, I need to go back and watch it because I did not see Dr. Contessa on there. And Dr. Contessa is from Atlanta, not from no doggone Huntsville, Alabama. So where was Tessa at? Some Tessa. Okay, y'all. Back to our regular program.
Yeah, so she came out and I guess she came out to show some support to Destiny. And she was getting ready
Hmm.
to leave, so she brought a thing of my seasoning.
Showing off
So
seasoning.
show enough, Miss Wanda.
Yes, we
I
gotta
should have
say
brought
it.
this.
Yeah, shout it out.
Yes. It is delicious. I'm gonna have to sing you some. I'm gonna have to sing y'all some. So after this interview, y'all make sure y'all inbox me y'all address so I can send y'all some. And
Yes.
Okay.
try it for yourself. Yes.
Yes, love it.
So to get back to how I got taken off the show for those length of time, I was mad, but it's okay now. Um, I was out there cooking, waiting on everybody to get through, and then after looking at the show, I heard Melanie say, "Oh, Miss Wanda here." She came in front of me about some old stuff that I said on my live Facebook, and she was asking me, "I heard that you said this right here about certain person that I don't have who would find my baby dad or something." I didn't even think that I was even talking about the baby series. I did not. I was not. If I had thought that I was actually talking about the baby,
Yeah,
I would have went another route. But when she came in front of me, I mean, it's just like I was not expecting it to happen, right?
yeah.
So she came so fast.
Now let's start right there. See, Wanda up here talking about, I don't know what happened. She just ran up so fast. Because the thing is, and she said on Facebook, which was probably most likely YouTube. Wanda would tell you she would get on YouTube, sell her time, let y'all know I'm gonna be here now because she gotta get home and get liquefied and get liquid courage. And once she get that alcohol in her, that monkey on your shoulder, Grey Goose, Royal Crown Royal, and she get right, that tongue gets slick. So she starts spewing out all this evil and hatred towards people, and then she feel like nobody's gonna say nothing to her because she don't remember what she said. So the next day when you wake up, you don't know what you said. So when somebody confronts you, you like, what I do? Who said that? Because a drunken mind speaks a sober heart. And that's one of the problems. One to want to drink. And then she want to come out here and say stuff and then think you're supposed to say nothing. But let's continue on.
She was like, uh, what you had to say? No, first she was talking to my cousin Bernard. Y'all know Bernard. He was on the
Yes.
show.
Right.
So my thing is to keep him from getting in trouble. I went directly to her myself. I said, no, I heard you got a problem with me. No, he don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with you because I knew if he had broke off with something, it's gonna be chaos out there. So I'm like trying to be the one that straightened up everything, but I guess that didn't happen either.
Hmm.
So she said, well, what the problem that you have with me? And I say, well, I have a problem with you because I never did like the Melon, y'all. I'm just gonna keep it real. Ever since she had a scene with Tisha, sit down scene with Tisha, and Tisha asked her, well, you never gave me no type of what the word I want to say, gratitude or like I'm sorry that your grandmother passed, your
Hmm.
sister, your auntie passed. And Tisha was like explaining that to her. Well, I felt like you was wrong because of that. And she stood there with a glass in her mouth and laughed about it.
I remember that. She had no
And I
sympathy.
was like, and ever since then, I just started disliking her.
Hmm.
And that right there done something to me because other thing you had to say, well, I am sorry that your family member had passed away and this and that. But that made me play the different part of who she really are. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I did not know Melanie was like that type of person, but I know that that's part of was stopped me from being on the show. because of what I said behind it. After she had that scene, I went on my live and called her everything but a child of God. Okay, I did do that. I did do that because that was a hurting feeling to see someone sit on a national TV platform to sit down and smile behind a death. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Right.
And it could have been said another way. So from that day to this day, I dislike her for that.
Well,
So
Miss
Well,
Wanda,
speaking.
Miss Wanda, we have to also mention, you were responding to Melody with Melody said that Tisha's dad was in her DMs. Melody did say that, and you were responding to that.
yeah, I won't get to that. That's what I was saying. And then when the fight broke off, she made a statement. She made this statement on Carlos King thing. She made this statement that the reason why I said what I said, she need to go find her baby daddy. Because her statement was, I didn't know what child she was talking about exactly right then and there. So I just cut off the screen when she said that. Go find her. She said one of her baby daddies was in my DM.
Hmm.
And I'm like, which one of my baby daddies? So I'm on the phone calling my ex-husband, right? Because
Hmm.
I'm thinking it was him. So I didn't hear the rest of it when she came back and said, ask Tisha, it's her baby, it's her daddy. I
Hmm.
didn't hear that part. Till after the next day, after I went off. So
Right.
I said, now how in the hell she gonna tell me to go find my baby? I mean, ask me. I mean, my baby daddy was in her DM. Which one of my baby daddies? You know what I'm saying? I have 3 kids. Tisha have her own daddy because, like I said, I got pregnant with Tisha when I was in high school.
Yeah.
So me and Tisha dad had never been married. We just had a baby,
Hmm.
and basically, me and my mom raised Tisha. Her daddy was in her life, but shortly after high school, he went into service.
Mm.
And he got married right after that. And I haven't talked to him since. We still communicate because we got a child together. So when she said he was in, that was not even my concern at all about him being in her DM. I care nothing about that. Me and him have not been together in 40 some years.
Mm.
Okay. I mean, intimate together in 40 some years.
Right.
So that was not my biggest thing. The biggest thing is how you said it, how you present it out there. Like T Man is my baby. So when you said baby dad, I'm thinking just like she thought when I said go find your baby daddy. She was thinking I'm talking about the baby, right? But
Mhm.
I really was talking about the baby that she had avoided that Montel said that she got rid of.
Yeah.
She knew that, but since she said, well, I got it, he right here since they were saying that I was talking about the other one. I said, hey, I heard he wasn't a baby dad either.
But
So that's what all that came about.
that's not
And
talking about a
shortly after
kid, in
that,
my opinion. You
huh?
saying go find your baby daddy. That's, to me, that's not talking about a child.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah.
But they said that's talking about a baby. That's the only thing I said. From that day, it took it over the hill. Oh, she over there talking about the baby daddy. She over there talking about her baby. She over there talking about the girl baby. And I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my God, are y'all serious?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I said,
speak.
go find your baby daddy. I'm talking. So at that point, she said she didn't want to have no more dealing with me. She didn't want to film with me anymore
There we go.
because
That's
I
it.
said that. And
Okay.
that's how I end up getting taken off the show, even going to be me or her.
Well,
Oh, the
speaking.
Oh.
Speaking.
ultimatum.
Speaking on Melody for a second, whether you hate.
Now I think Wanda got a case of the amnu. She got a real big case of the amnu. I am knew what I was doing, and now I want to sit here and tell a lie. Wanda want to act like, oh, it wasn't me. I had just said, you said what you said about her baby, and even if you said, go get a paternity test or whatever you said, that was not right. Then you want to get mad and say, oh, I went on my YouTube channel that day too and click my button. I call everything but a child of God. And again, that's the problem right there. You don't want nobody to respond. You get liquefied, forget what you say, and when you get confronted on, oh, it's a whole different story. And then to say that she don't like Melody, for Tisha's sake, she has never liked Melody because she don't like the boss lady in Melody, and Tisha is not a boss lady. Tisha is a hand-picked woman being over here somebody's maid and cook and baby mama all day long. You don't like Melody because of that. But then you want to say you don't like her because of the response that she gave Tisha about her family passing. What about how you did Kiki? God rest her soul. What about how you did her and you worried about that? Then when you turn around and say, and that's how I got off the show, it was either me or her. Wanda, you know it was gonna be you from the beginning. Why would it be me or her? That's not a choice. You didn't start this show. Melanie is the visionary of the show. That's the only reason why Marshall and Tisha are on the show is because of Melanie, not because of you. Wanda really thinks she is a superstar. And she got here a 5-watt bulb. Her light is so dim you can't even see the pathway in front of your feet. But anyway, let's get going.
Like Melody, she's obviously had an impact in the show, being that first person who had that idea. And now we see her at the end of last season, she's exited the show. Do you think that her exit is going to have an impact on the viewership and the show's future?
Yeah.
The show itself.
This new
Mhm.
No, I
season.
think they got some good peoples there now. I think that they always have had the peoples there. They just didn't highlight them as higher than they was doing Melanie because Melanie had a big follower. She
Hmm.
had a huge follower. Of course, they're gonna look at the follower, okay? Because that's what make a show just about. But
So Wanda trying to act like because Melanie had a big following, that's why nobody else got attention. First of all, Melanie again was the founder of the show, so she will always get more credit than everybody else. But then too, for a whole 9 seasons, we didn't see nothing that the Sky 1.0, 2.0, the Fletchers, no nothing nobody else done for real on that show. So no, how you gonna cover somebody when y'all not doing nothing? We don't see nothing big going on in y'all life. Anyway.
I think the people that they got there now and the way they're gonna set everything off, I can't tell you about, but the way everything is going, I think y'all still gonna love and marry Huntsville even more.
Okay.
Oh,
I
great.
think it's gonna be the bomb. Okay, I actually think that Tisha, Marceau, Kimmy, Maurice, um,
You.
uh, um,
You.
Martell, Trish, her husband Destiny. I think they're gonna carry a big part, and y'all gonna love this show, this new show, Love and Marriage Huntsville with Dot Melanie. I
Okay.
think it's gonna be the bomb,
Great.
and y'all
Okay.
gonna love it. Y'all gonna love what they got to bring, and of course, they bringing
Uh,
Wanda
okay.
back.
Oh, we're
I'm
done.
back. So yes, y'all know me and Marcel never seen eye to eye.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna leave that
Well, I
there.
have a I actually have a question about that. So obviously, with Love in Marriage Huntsville, what I find about the show specifically is that many shows have all this drama on screen, but with Love and Marriage Huntsville, this spaces like these right here is where half of the drama comes from. We see all of these interviews, and so much drama comes from them. And in an interview with Martell and Ariane, a woman came forward and said she was sexually involved with your daughter's husband, Marceau Scott. You've been vocal about calling out cheaters on the show. Do you believe this woman who came forward?
That's part of something that I will be talking about on this show. So I'm not
Okay.
gonna tell y'all too much of that. But yes,
A little hint. A little hint. A little
well,
tease.
I will say, do I think Marceau and the girl is intimate? My thing was it was a lot of lying going on that I just couldn't take. I couldn't take the lying part. But I did get involved. I got all the way into that ass. Okay. I
Uh,
don't know if I can say ass, but yeah. I got into Marceau ass on there for that. So but it was a lot of lying going on. She had
on
just been truthful
on her
with
part.
everything she was saying. on her,
on the alleged mistress part. You think there's a lot of lying on her
right,
part? Okay.
Oh, you think
on her part. You know, when she was, I mean, a lot of things seemed like it was school to me, or
Hmm.
like it was staged. You know,
Coach.
yes, it
Yeah.
was Coach Stu. Like, I need for you to say this right here to make it seem good or make it look good. And my thing is, I can pick all those little, because, my mama always used to tell us, I'm not a chicken. You can't pick me. You know what I'm saying? You know, we used to pick chicken back in the days, pluck them,
Pluck
pluck
them
them.
right.
So my mama always said, I'm not a chicken. You can't pick me. So, yes, what she was doing was they was picking. They was picking. They were plucking at her, but she didn't have enough evidence for me. What y'all think?
well listen,
Right.
Okay, she wanna know what I think. I think Marceau gonna do Marceau all day long. Marceau pretty much know that he can tell Tisha that the sky is pink and she gonna believe him. And she not going nowhere. So while Wanda thinks she cussing Marceau out and getting him told and what she say, getting in their ass, it does not matter to Marceau. He a grown man. He gonna do what he want to do because he got a wife and he know it at home ain't gonna do nothing. So that's what I got to say, Wanda.
when I
Right. I
was
mean, you got a
watching Miss
point.
Wanda, I wanted her to show proof, show a text message,
Right.
show this, show that,
We
show
need evidence.
Period.
something. Because listen, that supports her story, but
Right.
she didn't have any of
Period.
that.
We need
All she had were
evidence.
her words all by itself.
Well, that is exactly what I was saying too. Even with the picture of his back at the hotel, y'all know I got at him about that. So I don't know, did they show that part when I said, hell, the damn show look like your damn big ass back.
I think so.
So y'all, I don't know that they show that part or not because
I
I
think
don't
they
watch it a
did.
whole lot. But yeah, because when I
Right.
go on my live, I like be like spearing all the beans out here, But I know they got on us about talking about what's going on the show, and especially with my little niece Kiki, what happened with her. Talking to bloggers about what's actually going on.
Yeah.
So now that Mel is gone, hey, I don't see a lot of that talking to the blog about what's actually going on in the show.
Now, Miss Wanda, you are one of the main ones talking to bloggers, especially when Kiki passed away. God rest her soul. We found out about her passing away by you calling another blogger to tell her. Somebody you don't know what's gonna happen now. It probably won't be a lot of bloggers now, since like as if Melanie was doing it. But yet still, you run your mouth to bloggers too, girl. I'm telling you, the pot trying to call the kettle black. Anyway, y'all, back to the program.
Going on now
Mm.
for almost 7, 8 months, and we don't hear that much what's going on.
Stuff hasn't
I mean, I
leaked.
know I got crossed up inviting a blogger to one of my events that, like I said, once again, there was an event that I was having. Love and Marriage Huntsville did not know anything about. I was having my own event. And I don't know, have y'all heard, but I know y'all heard about the AL
Yes,
thing that coming to one of my
yes, there was a
events.
blogger, AL. Is that what you want me to call him? Because I call him AL. Did we say AL?
Yeah,
I'll say AL.
okay, that's
Blogger
fine.
AL was
Okay.
And
invited to an event where the cast were filming. And allegedly, when he arrived, production was surprised that he was there and they stopped filming because they didn't want him on camera.
I invited him to an event, but I was having that I didn't even know Love and Marriage Huntsville was gonna film it. Okay,
Right.
I had already planned to have me this grand open, but since they called me a couple days before my event was going on,
Hmm.
they called me and said, "Hey, we want to catch that on the film, right?"
So, I got a question. Now, if they called you a few days before the event and told you that they wanted to film, why didn't you call the blogger and tell him, don't come at such time, come later because they're going to be there? You had already just said that you invited him to come. So when you invited him to come and you knew that he was going to change, you should have said something to him. Wanda be telling on herself every time she opens her mouth. But let's keep going.
Right.
I was like, "Okay, what day y'all want to do it?" And so they gave me a date, a day during the week. I was gonna do mine on that weekend.
Mm.
So, which I still done it, but I'm gonna do it on that week. So I called him back. I called Anthony. Well, I was talking to my friend Marcella. I
I
was
love
talking to my
Marcella.
friend,
Yeah.
And me and her was talking about, I was asking her, I said, girl, I was telling her about my event was going to happen on that Saturday. But since they said they're going to film on that Wednesday, so I was like, okay, that'll be fine. You know, most everybody at work and everything. We don't do that to business. So if they're going to film, we're going to do it on a day. They did it on a day that they know it wasn't going to be too crowded.
Mm.
So I was like, that's fine. And I called Marcella as soon as I found out that they was gonna film, which was that's probably the next day. I called my friend Marcella. I said, "Girl, they're gonna film me on Wednesday." I say, "Can you come down?" She was like, "Wednesday." She said, "That's like 2 days from now." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I know. I'm just letting you know, giving you a head up." I
Mm.
said, "Anyway, call Anthony. Tell Anthony to come. Tell him to come." So she said, "Hold on a moment." When she told me to hold on, she didn't tell me she was going to call Anthony. She just said, Anthony, Miss Wanda wants you to come down to certain thing.
Uh,
And so that's how that right there all started.
Now wait a damn minute. Excuse my language. She said that she told Marcella that her event was gonna be on a certain day. She couldn't come, so she told her to call Anthony. Marcella in turn said, "Hold on." She called Anthony and tell him, and she act like she shocked. You invited him to the event, then Wanda. If you told Marcella to call him, and she did as you said, and call him, did you not think he was gonna come? I mean, come on, be okay. Let's keep going.
I really wanted to tell her. I called her. I didn't give her exactly a time. I just gave her a date. Okay, so when she called him, I was still on the phone. So of course I'm just gonna like not make it look obvious that I'm like, okay, so hey, can you come down to my grand open I'm having and blah blah this and blah blah that. He said, when? I said it's gonna be on Wednesday. And I gave him the time and everything because they never gave me a time. They
right.
never gave me a time. So 2 days, I mean a day later, they called and gave me a time. I called Anthony back and I said, hold on, let me give you a time and everything. I said, inbox me or call me and I would text you everything because I don't want nobody to think that you just walking, that you just came there. I
Right.
want you to know that I'm inviting you, but I want you, I mean, just in case you run into the cast member or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I invited you. I didn't want him to think that he was just all by himself, that he just
Yeah.
popped up there. So which that's exactly what they thought. So when producer called me out there, he was standing right there. Anthony was walking up. And after I gave Anthony a hug and everything, I said, well, welcome. I said, I didn't expect it to be so quick, but okay, it's fine. But anyway, to make a long story short, I told producer walked up to me then and he said, why is he here? I said, who? Because I had a couple more people out there. I'm like, who? He said, Anthony. I said, I invited him. From day one, I told him I invited him.
Mm-hmm.
So when he got on his platform and say that I lied to them and I lied, making everybody thinking I'm crazy because what he did was when he came, he knew they didn't want him there, but I did not know they didn't want him there.
He was
Because this
being
is my first
messy.
time having a film with the show back on the show. I
Yeah.
didn't know him and producer had a
Well,
issue like that. You know what I'm
Anthony
saying?
has a
I did not
history of
know that.
spoiling the episodes. So
I knew about all of that, but I did not know that him and producer was in it, because the way he was talking, if you listen to his shows, he was like telling the people that he got an in-house connected, like if he was dating someone on that filming crew. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what
Ah.
I was thinking. He was dating somebody on the filming crew. That's how he got all his in-house connection.
Right. Right.
Well, Miss
And
Miss Wanda, speaking on for a second, speaking on
mhm.
that type of thing, knowing things ahead of time, and whether people know things or if they don't.
wait,
Your
hold on, Victor.
daughter,
Before
Letitia.
I want you to
Uh,
ask that, but I want to know, Miss Wanda, you're being accused of setting up Anthony for when he arrived that he'd get beat up. Is that true? Did you set up Anthony?
No, I did not. I would never do that to any human being, period.
Yeah. I don't see you
Now,
doing
my
that.
thing was, Anthony had a lot. I did say Anthony had a lot to say about what happened instead of telling the truth about what happened. I said, I don't think I said, which I did have a lot of family members there. They wants to meet Anthony. They wants to talk to him because of the thing that was going on with him and Kiki and the thing that went on with me in the past. But to fight, to argue and all of that, no, they just want to meet him like in person. They never met him. So I'm like, yeah, he'll be here, you know. But my family wanted to talk to him, but not to fight or the do anything. It was like just two of my family. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a whole bunch of my family just sitting out in the woods like
Yeah, the
people
woods.
betrayed it to be. I said to be honest with y'all, and I talked to one of the bloggers. I said to be honest, my family just wanted to talk to him.
I smell a whole bunch of lies. What's that old saying? A lie don't care who tell it. Wanda is lying her throat dry. Number one, she should not have invited AL, period. Whether you knew the production or anybody else did or did not like him, you knew Mel didn't like him. So you trying to be funny about bringing him. And all the chaos that he had set over there in that crushed velvet building he got home, talking about Melanie and everybody else, and I was trying to say, I know some out of production, they doing this, that, and the other. No, they would not want him there because they know that loose lips ain't ships. His lips are loose. I mean, so you invited him, you caused it on yourself. Now I didn't hear about that part about your family wanting to fight him, but my thing again too, why would you invite somebody to get pounced on? But anyway, let's keep going. And sidebar, she talking about her family talk to him about how he did Kiki and how he has done her in the past. My thing is they need to pounce on you about the way you did Kiki and the way you don't talk about her. I mean, and by now they should know that's your nephew. Y'all was close, so it was concerning you. Girl, bye.
Hmm.
And it was not have anything to get beat
But did
up
they want to
or
speak with?
set up or none of that. They
Did they
was
want
there and
to?
they did
Did they
talk
want
to
to
him.
speak
They
with
got a chance
Anthony?
to talk.
Because Anthony has had a history of also talking poorly about Tisha, talking poorly about Kiki. Do you think they want to confront him for things that he has said?
No, I don't think they I didn't think they want to confront him about what he said about Tisha or what he said about me back in the past or even Kiki because we already knew that Kiki was she's just like me. We got a mouth on us. But I think they want to meet him as a person because of all the stuff that he have said.
Yeah.
I mean, me personal, out of all the stuff Funky Dineva has said about me, I wanted to meet Funky Dineva. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to meet him, not to fight with him, not to argue with him, because at the beginning, he had a lot to say about Tisha. He had a lot to say about Marceau and everybody. So
Right.
my thing is, when I heard all this stuff about Funky Dineva, I said, "Oh, I want to meet him and let him know my family is not the way you think they are. You know,
Mm.
we're not that type of bullets. We're not that type of people.
Hmm.
So to keep the mess down, we did not want to meet AL about no fighting, about what he said about somebody. I can deal with anything because you don't know me. I don't care about you talking about me because you don't know me. It's a different story. You know I'm a hoe, and then you going out here saying, "Oh, she a hoe, she a hoe." Listen, I thought me and you friends. You shouldn't be out here talking about me like this. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know me, it's a lie. That's all I can look at. It's a lie, and I don't argue with a lie. I don't fight with a lie. Only time you're gonna actually see me just get down in the mud with someone when they basically just tell a scandalous lie. You know, like a lie like that. I know that I went to bed with her. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
know somebody did this right here. That's a scandalous lie. Talking about me like something that you really don't know about. Now I'm gonna go in with you on that. But other than that, and then I let the truth be the truth.
Right.
Let it just rise. I knew he was telling the truth about what Kiki was saying. So I just want to talk to him about it. Why did you go out there? Why would you go out there and tell everybody
Yeah.
Kiki said this? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? I mean, something like that right there should have been between you and her. Why did you open the doors up like the way you open the doors? And I felt like and he's still doing it with even with Ariana. He's still doing it. So my thing is that's just who we are. So I mean, that's who he is. I'm not gonna argue and fight with him about who this person is. You know what I'm saying? So
Thirsty.
I just leave it alone, and they can take it. Everybody else out there can take it the way they want to take it. I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. It doesn't. But to set him up to fight with him, that is an absolutely no.
Okay, interesting. So yeah, just to think about for a second, knowing things ahead of production. Something your daughter Letitia spoke to Carlos King about is that she knew of the Revenge P content being spread around ahead of that premiere episode on season 8, where she and the cast were trying to get contact. She had already been privy to Martell doing that and that information. Some people are calling out Letitia online, saying that she was wrong not to tell Melody ahead of time and give her a heads up. What's your take on that stance and that and what people are saying?
Well, my thing is not to knowing that the truth is the truth until the truth came out. People can say a lot of things that, oh, we got to tape out on someone. Why would I tell her that? And let me back it up. First of all, she didn't know it was true. She heard it, but not knowing the facts is totally different.
Right.
The second thing, her and Melanie is not even speaking at this time. So why should I go to someone and tell somebody something when I know that you dislike me? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I mean, if I know that you dislike me, I don't care what's going on out there in the street. I don't care what happened. You know what I'm saying? That's just who I am. So my thing is, if she basically told Tisha to go find out herself if Marceau was out there cheating. Okay, did y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So she said on national TV, well, you need to put the children to bed early and go find out yourself and do. So why can't Tisha do the same thing? Okay, I know about this right here. I'm gonna let her go find out herself. I'm gonna let her find out it herself. One thing ain't no better than the other, and that's the way I look at it. Y'all, a lot of people may say, well, that's bad or that's bad, that's bad. No, that's something that you and your husband are gonna have to deal with at the time. She was still married to Martell. So that was something her and her husband had to deal with. She didn't want to get in between them and saying, well, what her and Martell had went back together and all this here had broke out. And Tisha would have been right there in the middle of all of this mess. So
Mm-hmm.
no, she did the right thing. I feel like she done the right thing, not to go back and say anything. And another thing that her and Melanie is not even talking. They're not even on that page, period. If
Yeah.
I dislike you and you on your end, and I'm over here on my end, I'm gonna let you handle yours on that end, and I'm gonna do mine on this end. Now, if Melanie had to call her and say, well, I heard somebody say it. Did you hear this? Or
Yeah.
did you hear in this rumor that going on? Then I felt like it was Tisha's time to say, yeah, girl, I heard about it, and blah, blah, this. Melanie never called Tisha and asked Tisha anything. So,
Makes
hey,
sense.
it
Well,
is what it is, you
That makes
know?
sense.
I mean, I would think that if I'm fighting with someone and you think that one of these people heard something or one of my cast members heard something, my thing is to get on the phone and say, hey, did you hear about this right here? I mean, it worked two ways.
It
Everything
does.
worked two ways. Everything ain't got to be just on Tisha because Tisha heard about it. Melanie also heard about it. Everything that goes on in these streets, they already know both ends, all 6 of them know what's going on out here in these streets. Okay, they
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube street. They got friends on YouTube street. They got best of friend, and out of all people, Melanie got the most people out there. So I'm pretty sure some of her people that called her and told her, "Hey, I heard that they got this thing going on that
This
what his
tape.
name is
Martell.
my tail got going on, this blah blah this yeah. So what's wrong with getting on the phone, calling your other 2 friends that you mates with, like Kimmy and Tisha, say, hey, did you hear this right here? What I heard that going on?
Yep.
And then if they didn't tell her, then that's a different story. But for me coming to tell my enemy what's going on, what she called her enemies, she said Tisha her enemies, right?
Yep.
So if they your enemies, why should I tell you anything? I'm your enemy.
All right, my final words. That's the end of the interview. Wanda know good and well Tisha was wrong on all kind of levels. Because if you knew what happened or what was gonna happen, she should have said something. And for her to sit there and say, well, she told Tisha that she want to know about Marceau to put the kids to bed and go find out. That's true. Because a lot of women Our men, you can't tell them that their mate is doing something. They gonna flip out on you. So let me give you a clue of what to go do to find out what's going on. But it's like she conveniently forgot that Tisha also told Melody, your husband got a matching BMWs with the girl he messing with. So it's like, I don't hate nobody that much that I won't tell them, even, she said the enemies. I don't dislike my enemy that much that if I knew something like that revenge porn was gonna come out, I would say something, because that's wrong on all levels. Period. Point blank. And then teacher turn around and say, oh, I knew. Okay, you knew, that's good. But Tisha and Melanie done made up 4, 5, 6, 7,000 times. So she had enough time, ample enough time to tell her this is what's happening, this is what's going on. Tisha just foul and nasty and bitter like her mama. Pretty much. But as you can see, this interview right here was full of lies and everything else she come up with. But y'all, that's all I got for you. This Wanda is a mess, because listening to this has taken me about 3, 4, 5 hours. I'm just kidding. But it took me a while to just kind of listen to her and decipher what she's saying, all this broken English. But anyway, y'all, get in the comments and let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video. Again, like the video. And if y'all would like to be a blessing to my channel, you can cash out on Bridge Block. All the announcements have been spoken to you earlier. Please govern yourself accordingly. Y'all, but again, I hope y'all had a good Memorial Day. Be safe out there. Have a good week at work. I love y'all. Y'all have a great night on purpose.
She got the news.